check this absolute beauty behind me. This is 4th month, 1985, and it's one of the most spectacular HJ60s to come into Mr. Landcruiser. Now, we've done a few jobs to this while it's been here, Mr. Landcruiser. We'll go into that later, but just take a moment to take in the pure perfection of this silver bad boy in the background. Up the front, we've got it's an aluminium bull bar, just been painted black. It's got some BF Goodrich all-terrains on these white Sunraiser rims, which really stand out on this car. It's 985, so you've still got the round headlights at the front. We've got some steady spotties up there to light up the road at night when he's going to be touring. We've got a simple Landcruiser snorkel, safari style, roof racks and an awning up on the top there. But other than that, this thing is basically how it was when it left the showroom. Now, Andrew, the owner of this one, bought this vehicle out at Childers in northwest Queensland. Found it online, drove out, met the guy halfway, drove it back, and that was 10 years ago. And Andrew says he's pretty much had a trouble-free time with this vehicle. Minimal maintenance, a little bit of electrical problems over the years with the alternator and stuff like that, but it's been absolutely perfect. Now, the kids love going to school now and again. They use this at the weekends. It's not a daily, but it is a beautiful specimen. It really is. Now, underneath this vehicle, it did have quite a high lift on it, but Andrew's going to be doing a massive trip up to the Cape in July, so he wants some decent suspension under it, get a bit more comfort in it, because we all know that the Leafies are a bit bad on the back. So what we've done, we've put the Terrain Tamer parabolic suspension right through this vehicle, so that will give it a much better ride. The parabolic's just a little bit easier on the back, and once they're set in and they've got a lot more travel in them. We've just been forward driving last weekend with a load of guys with parabolics in them, and you can just see the amount of flex that these vehicles have compared to normal Leafs with the parabolics. Now, that's one of the jobs, and we've also he had a really bad exhaust leak. We'll go under the bonnet and have a look at that right now. Let's do it. Right under the bonnet, this is beautiful under here because it is exactly like it was when it came out of the factory. We've got a simple dual battery system in the front here with just the Red Arc smart solenoid situated just inside here. Simple fuse box just to isolate and protect whatever's going on in the back. There is some stuff to go in the back of this vehicle for its trip up the Cape. So this is all set up for that. It would have been a high spec one because you've got the clutch booster there. Back in 1985, that would have been a rarity. So it's a much easier car to drive on the clutch pedal. And look, I said it before, there was a massive exhaust leak. There were studs missing out the head. The old cast exhaust manifold is probably shaped like a banana. There was so much soot over the back of the firewall. So rather than reusing those, we've pulled them off and we've put extractors on here for Andrew. So he's got, should give him a little bit nicer note in the exhaust and a little bit more performance. You know, we know 2Hs aren't the fastest engines in the world, but you know, it just gives it that little bit more free flow in the exhaust. And it's also had a full exhaust system replaced as well. So moving forward, there's no worries there. That's pretty much it under here. We've got the aircon has just been done as well. So he'll need that when he goes up to the Cape in those humid climates. Nice one. Let's go inside. This thing's mint, mate. Wow, just wow. This thing is just astonishing. I'm really jealous, actually. Andrew's got this. It's just an awesome vehicle. There's beautiful under here. There's no cracks in the dash at all. We've got, well, I really dig this, right? So we've got the old retro stereo situated in the dashboard here. But so he doesn't mess with that, he's got a modern stereo underneath the glove box in its little carrier. So he can have, you know, like just some modern sounds. He can connect via Bluetooth and stuff like that, but keep the look of the old retro dash. It's just unmolested. There's nothing going on here whatsoever. I will show you one thing which I think is really cool. So we've put a rear, for his Cape trip, we've put a rear Harrop e-locker in the rear of this thing. And the switches they supply with it are the Carlin rockers, and there's nowhere to put them. I didn't want to drill any holes in the dash at all because it would have messed with the look. So what I've done, I've taken an old switch for the rear demister from another 60 series wreck we've got here in the yard, and I've put the little rear locker sticker on it, and when you light it, the top lights up to let you know that the locker's in and all that kind of stuff, and that fits in one of the dummy switch panels here, so it just looks factory, just to retain that factory look throughout this thing. The seats are absolutely immaculate. They don't have any tears in them whatsoever. I mean, you know, this thing it's got 105,000 Ks on it from the factory, so it's just beautiful, and he obviously takes care of this thing maintenance wise. So the hood line's beautiful, the sun visors are just immaculate, everything, the door cards, the carpet, it's just, I'm very, very jealous, definitely. That's it for Mr. Landcruiser's help with getting this HJ60 behind me ready for the Cape. Lockers, suspension, exhaust is all done and dusted. I do know that Andrew's future plans before he goes to the Cape is to he's got a custom drawer set up to go in the rear of the vehicle, and that will then power off of the dual battery system he's got under the bonnet there. So he goes from here to have that all done and get a few Ks up its sleeve before heading off to the Cape. Very jealous, very excited to see some pictures of its adventures up the Cape. 4th month, 1985, HJ60.